Did you know that over 40% of dogs experience symptoms of depression or loneliness during their lifetime? That's right, your furry friend may be silently suffering, and you might not even notice it. In this video, we'll uncover 9 key signs that your dog might be battling loneliness, from sudden behavior changes to subtle cries for attention. If you want a happy, healthy pup, knowing these warning signs could make all the difference. Let's dive in. Sign number 1. Digging. You might think of digging as just a dog being a dog, and sometimes it's just that pure instinct. But digging can also be a sign of boredom and pent-up energy, especially in dogs left alone for long periods. Imagine being stuck inside all day with nothing to do. You might start pacing restlessly, looking for an outlet for all that energy. Well, dogs do the same thing, and digging provides a physical outlet for their frustration and a way to release nervous energy. They might dig in the yard, scratch at doors, or even tear up furniture. It's their way of saying, "Hey, I'm bored. I need some attention and stimulation." Pay attention to where your dog digs. Is it near fences, suggesting a desire to escape and find companionship? Or are they targeting specific areas, perhaps seeking comfort and a sense of security? Remember, dogs are den animals by nature. Digging can be a way for them to create a safe, enclosed space where they feel secure and less vulnerable, especially when feeling alone. By understanding the motivation behind the behavior, we can address the root of the problem and help our furry friends find more constructive outlets for their energy. Number 2, excessive howling. A little howling now and then is natural. Dogs are vocal animals after all, but excessive howling, especially when you're away, can be a sign of loneliness and anxiety. It's their way of trying to reach out, to connect with you or other dogs in the distance. Think of it as a long-distance call, a way to say, "Hey, I'm here and I miss you." Dogs are pack animals, and howling is a primal instinct that helps them locate each other and maintain contact. When they're feeling isolated, that instinct kicks in and they howl to try and re-establish that connection. The pitch, duration, and frequency of the howling can tell you a lot about your dog's emotional state. A high-pitched, desperate howl might indicate separation anxiety, while a lower, more mournful sound could signal sadness and loneliness. If your dog's howling seems excessive or out of character, it's essential to pay attention to other accompanying behaviors. Are they pacing restlessly, whining, or displaying destructive behavior? These could be signs that your dog is struggling with being alone and needs more attention and companionship. Number 3, continuous pacing. Imagine this. You're home alone, feeling restless and uneasy. You might pace back and forth, unable to settle down. Dogs experience something similar when they're lonely. They might pace up and down the hallway, circle the living room, or constantly move from room to room. This restless behavior is a clear sign that something is bothering them, and loneliness is often the culprit. They lack the mental and physical stimulation they crave, and their anxiety manifests as nervous energy. It's like they're looking for something to do, someone to interact with, but they can't find it. This constant movement can also be a way for them to self-soothe, providing a temporary distraction from their emotional discomfort. However, this kind of repetitive behavior can become a problem if it's excessive or prolonged. It can be exhausting for your dog and might even lead to physical problems if they're constantly on the move. If you notice your dog pacing or acting restless, especially when left alone, it's time to address their need for companionship and enrichment. Number 4, isolation. Sometimes loneliness manifests in quieter, more subtle ways. You might notice your usually social butterfly withdrawing from the family, seeking refuge in a quiet corner or under the bed. This isolation is a clear sign that something is amiss. They're not just being independent, they're seeking solace from their emotional discomfort. Just like humans who isolate themselves when they're feeling down, dogs might withdraw to cope with their loneliness. They might seem less interested in greetings, playtime, or even their favorite treats. It's their way of shutting down, conserving energy, and trying to make sense of their feelings. If your usually affectionate dog starts avoiding eye contact, shies away from touch, or spends most of their time alone, it's crucial to pay attention. This withdrawal can be a sign of depression, which can be a severe consequence of prolonged loneliness. Don't ignore these subtle signs of distress. Reach out to your furry friend, offer gentle encouragement, and create a safe and inviting environment to help them re-engage with the family. Number 5, bathroom accidents. Now, accidents can happen for various reasons, but if your house-trained dog suddenly starts having accidents indoors, Loneliness could be a contributing factor. When dogs are feeling stressed, anxious, or depressed, they might lose control of their bladder or bowels. It's not a matter of disobedience, it's a physical manifestation of their emotional state. Think of it as their way of leaking stress. They're overwhelmed and their body reacts accordingly. Loneliness can trigger anxiety, especially in dogs who suffer from separation anxiety. This anxiety can lead to increased urination or defecation, even in dogs who are typically well-behaved. If you notice a sudden change in your dog's bathroom habits, it's essential to rule out any medical conditions first. Once you've ruled out physical causes, consider whether loneliness might be playing a role. Addressing the underlying emotional distress is crucial to resolving these accidents. Creating a more stable and enriching environment for your dog can go a long way in preventing future mishaps. Number 6. Lack of hunger. Food is often a powerful motivator for dogs, but even the most enthusiastic eaters might lose their appetite when they're feeling lonely. Just like humans who lose interest in food when they're feeling down, dogs might refuse to eat or eat less than usual when they're feeling emotionally distressed. This lack of appetite isn't just about the food, it's a symptom of their overall well-being. They're not just being picky, they're struggling with a lack of joy and motivation. Loneliness can lead to a decrease in serotonin and dopamine levels in the brain, which are neurotransmitters that play a crucial role in regulating mood and appetite. When these levels are low, dogs might experience a loss of appetite and a general disinterest in things they used to enjoy. If your dog's eating habits change suddenly, it's crucial to consult with your veterinarian to rule out any underlying medical conditions. If no medical issues are found, consider whether loneliness might be a contributing factor. Number 7. Low interest in games. Playtime is an essential part of a dog's life. It provides mental stimulation, physical exercise, and strengthens the bond between dogs and their humans. But when a dog is lonely, even their favorite toys and games might fail to spark their interest. Imagine this: you're feeling down, and someone suggests watching a funny movie or going out for a walk. You might decline, not because you dislike those activities, but because you lack the energy and enthusiasm to participate. Dogs experience something similar when they're lonely. The activities that used to bring them joy now seem meaningless. They might walk listlessly past their favorite toys, ignore your attempts to initiate play, or show a general disinterest in their surroundings. This lack of engagement is a clear sign that something is amiss. It's their way of saying, "I'm too sad, too lonely to play right now." If your usually playful pup suddenly loses interest in games and activities, it's time to address their emotional needs. Number 8. Clinginess. We all crave connection, especially when we're feeling vulnerable. Dogs are no different. When they're feeling lonely, they might become overly clingy, seeking constant attention and reassurance. They might follow you from room to room, whine for attention, or try to sit on your lap even when there's no space. This clinginess is their way of saying, "Don't leave me alone. I need to be close to you." While it's heartwarming to feel so loved and needed, excessive clinginess can be a sign that your dog is struggling with separation anxiety or a lack of confidence. They might be feeling insecure, fearing that you'll disappear if they're not in constant contact. This behavior can be challenging to manage, but it's important to remember that it stems from a place of fear and anxiety. Number 9. Excessive licking. Dogs lick for various reasons, but excessive licking, especially when directed at themselves or objects, can be a sign of stress, anxiety, or boredom. When dogs are feeling lonely, they might lick excessively as a way to self-soothe and cope with their emotional discomfort. Think of it as their version of nail biting or fidgeting. It provides a temporary distraction from their anxiety and releases endorphins, which have mood-boosting effects. However, excessive licking can become a problem if it's left unaddressed. It can lead to skin irritation, hair loss, and even infections. If you notice your dog licking excessively, it's important to identify the underlying cause and address it accordingly. If you notice any of these signs in your dog, it might be time to give them some extra love and attention. If you found this video helpful, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tips on keeping your furry friends happy.